Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome back to Anime King. And I am back with a brand new episode of What If Naruto Was the Secret Child of Mikoto and Minato, guys? Raised in secret. Remember to get this one too. 100 like as usual. Share this to all your friends on your social media platform. And also, guys, don't forget to go ahead and check out the other series over the other channels, guys. Yes, I indeed have 4 more channels which I post written and texting what ifs on, guys. All the links will be down in the description, so go ahead and obliterate that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. So without further ado or wasting more time, let us begin this now, guys. So the last part we left off, turns out that Gateau family was quite dangerous. 2 older brothers and a father that was there. They finally found the one that has been messing with their stuff, destroying their resources. A young man, 16 years old, bound and captured. However, he was amused, telling them that the only way to draw them out was to make them think that they control the situation, which they did not. He freed himself and massacred their troops, killing the 2 sons. As he went after the father, he wanted to know where Gato was. Gato people interfere with his business, and the young man wasn't about to take that, he was about to set it right. His name is Naruto Oda, as we get to see Itachi Uchiha. As information came up about this from Sasuke's end, due to the Akatsuki having done business with Gato's family before. Not many people knew about them, but they knew about Gato though. It wasn't his name, it was a family name, as Gato had stepped away from them, seeing that he seemed to be the problem child out of everything. But things were different now. It was on the day that Sasuke lost everything, where Itachi learned the truth. His mother told him as she placed him within an illusion, allowing him to understand that he had another brother. We then get to see the past. Turns out Minato and Mikoto were childhood sweethearts, but due to the clan and due to how things were set, they could never be. So they moved on. Until things started to happen between her and Fukaku after Itachi was born, and the both of them reunited. They found themselves shameful at their actions, but their actions brought someone into the world. They couldn't believe it. The pregnancy was hidden. Minato, he felt ashamed, very much so, as Mikoto had to constantly create fights with her husband, so they could not reconcile. He couldn't find out if he did. It would be bad. Everything would fall apart. She wanted to keep the baby thus. When Naruto was born, something was wrong though. He had no choice but to bring Tsunade back to the village, in quiet, believing that Hoshirama DNA is cells the Senju cells would help due to past experiments that failed, but it was a healing quality that they were looking for. Tsunade was ashamed by the both of them. Disgrace. But she used that to make sure the Hokage would never call her back to the village. For the adoptive couple was to keep his name, Naruto. They checked on him over the past few years, before chaos ensued. The adopted couple named him Naruto Oda, and thus Naruto Oda was a mystery that no one knew about except for Itachi when he found him. Naruto's eyes by the time Itachi found him was able to peer into Itachi's very mind. How the Sharingan was able to cast such a controlling illusion was beyond Itachi. But it was then that he learned that Naruto was a prodigy, something even greater than himself, special in every single way. Naruto was angry at first. Itachi was able to calm him down though. Itachi even lying a bit to make sure that Naruto never revealed the secret of what he did and why he did it, and to not go back to Konoha because if he did, everyone's life will be thrown into jeopardy. So Itachi had to lie a bit to Naruto, but he told himself that it was for the best. He was doing this to ensure peace. He was doing this to ensure that the past remain the past and the images of their loved ones remain as it was. Thus, Naruto was on his own. Itachi came by every now and again. Naruto finding it hard to understand how did he choose the village over his own family. Naruto lost the Odas when he was a child. They were killed in front of him and all he could do was run away like a coward. That had changed him, turned him into something different. But now, Naruto made his way towards the land of Wave, where he came across a Konoha team. To his shock, it was them. He saw an image but when she was younger, through Itachi's mind. But now she was older, Mito Uzumaki, and Sasuke Uchiha, his brother and sisters. Naruto stood there absolutely shocked. He couldn't help himself. As he found her training in the forest, he spoke to her. She was kind, a bit naive by revealing herself that much, but, well, she was a sweet girl that wanted to see the world for something better. As Naruto hoped that her dreams would come through, as he stood there, remembering Itachi's words, he decided to go against them. He decided that it's time that he finally meet his family. So yeah guys, basically as we left off, you guys can switch across the playstick for yourselves to begin this new episode. We begin this with Sasuke Uchiha. He was outside. It was rather late in the night. Everyone had went to sleep. He was sure that Kakashi was still awake. Aware that he was outside, feeling his chakra. As Sasuke was out there, Mito had made her way up the tree. He had done the same as well. However, staying for too long, he found himself struggling with that part. Thus, he got out of bed, making his way within the darkness. And here he was, hanging upside down, trying to prolong his attachment to the tree. He needed to be stronger. He had to become stronger. If he wasn't, he wouldn't be able to defeat him. He wouldn't be able to get his revenge. His mind got so twisted that his control slipped. Sasuke fell. However, he would have twisted and fall properly, but his body was so exhausted from using up so much chakra, he found himself stiff up before he could hit the ground. This is going to hurt. But yet no pain as Sasuke felt something grabbed him and let him down gently. The Uchiha was confused as he turned to see nothing and no one. You shouldn't push yourself so hard. Sasuke froze as he spun around to see the person leaning against the tree. They were standing there calmly, his blonde hair swaying slightly, his dark eyes accentuated by the luminous shadow around him. Sasuke drew for the kunai that he was using to mark his progress. "Who are you?" he said, raising the weapon. Naruto raised his hands. "Easy," he said. "I'm not your enemy. Far from it." "Then who are you?" Sasuke said. He's not trusting. Unlike Mito, Naruto thought to himself. Then again, her guard was still up, but Sasuke showed it outwards. Then again, meeting someone in the dead of night who appears out of nowhere. Naruto was amused that he was surprised that Sasuke would be cautious. But he could see it though. The look in his eyes. He wasn't like Itachi or himself. It was different. But there was anger there as well. A lot of it. Naruto was gone, causing Sasuke to feel confused. Was he seeing things? Naruto's hand rested on his shoulder. Now, he said, as Sasuke no longer held the kunai, if I was your enemy, you would be dead. The weapon pressed against Sasuke's throat. He swallowed, struggling to do so, fearing that he was going to die when Naruto handed him back the weapon. How did you do that? Sasuke questioned. What do you mean? Did you teleport? Was it an illusion? Sasuke questioned, trying to understand. No, I simply moved. That was raw speed? That's impossible. No one's that fast, Sasuke said. His eyes were on him and then nothing. Sasuke couldn't understand. He never seen anyone move this fast. Some blur or something. Or was this truly how fast people were out there in the real world? But even when Kakashi was fighting, he saw the blur in the shadows. Maybe they were not fighting at their fullest. Or this person was simply faster than them. Faster than Kakashi. He looked at Naruto completely shocked. Close your mouth before fly get in it, said Naruto, appearing in front of Sasuke. How do you keep on doing that? You can't be that fast, Sasuke said. And what if I am? How? Tell me. How did you become so fast? Sasuke said, knowing that was needed for his arsenal. I trained. That's it? Yes. Pretty hard, said Naruto. Don't worry. You will reach there one day. Besides, in the coming future, I'll help you. You will help me? Why? You don't even know me. Now that's where you're wrong. Sasuke was taken aback as Naruto's Sharingan flared to life. Sasuke greeted. The three told him Sharingan. His mind immediately running to Itachi, but this wasn't him. Sasuke stepped away. That's impossible. They all died. Who are you? He said, holding up his kunai once again. Is this some kind of trick? As I said before, Naruto said, stepping towards him. He grabbed Sasuke's hand and lowered the weapon. I'm not your enemy. And I'll never be your enemy. All will be revealed soon enough. But know this. You're not alone. And you will never be alone ever again. With that, Naruto was gone. His body just blinking away. Sasuke gazed around, shock, rubbing his eyes, wondering if what just happened was reality or was it some false sense of illusion because he was expending a large amount of his chakra. But after confirming that this was real as he pinched himself, so much questions in his mind, he returned to bed, but he barely slept. His mind constantly replaying what happened. He did not talk about it though, even to Mito, someone that he was close to, as his mind replayed over and over. What the hell was going on? Another Uchiha. Who was he? Even as the next day arrived, Mito questioned him if he was alright, as it seemed like something was on his mind. But he never told her. He's known Mito for a long time now. It was earlier in the academy years, as she was the only one to actually stand up to him and fight out of all the other girls. That surprised him. Yes, very much so. Surprisingly, that turned into a friendship. And when he lost everything, she was there for him. They've been friends ever since. Just friends. She wasn't like the other girls that chose to annoy him with their affection, realizing that he doesn't want that. Sasuke was focused on his goals, but Mito was a friend that was there for him, a friend that he needed. But he couldn't tell her about this, and he didn't know why. Because a part of him still believed that he dreamt the whole thing, or it was some hallucination. But another part of him told him that he truly saw that. Yes, he did. Meanwhile, that was going on. It was 2 days ago that word reached Gateau from his father's estate. Survivors, his father and brothers were killed. While there was not much love between them, they were still family. But it was a message. Gateau still had the photograph that was sent back to him. "I'm coming for you," written in their blood. A lot of people were after him, but this one was one that he truly feared, that he couldn't really outrun, because he had no idea who this was. Thus, he sent word for someone else, and finally they were here. Stepping inside was Reiga Kurisuke, another former member of the 7 Ninja Swordsmen. Gateau brought him here for protection, 100% protection, to not leave his side, to massacre anyone that tried to claim his life. He had to be there quiet. Despite having this protection, he doesn't want anyone to know that he was here, not in the slightest. Time skip. Mito had fallen asleep due to her exhausting herself. As she saw the bandits trying to take Iniri and Tsunami, she knocked the both of them out, racing to the bridge. Naruto had been keeping tabs on them both. Finally, they group up. Mito did not hesitate to jump inside. While she could have stayed outside and helped Sasuke, no, she jumped inside to help. Naruto watched with interest as Sasuke's Sharingan flared up and came to life. He was able to see the needles, but they were still moving so fast. Naruto commended them both on their strength, knowing that Zabuza's accomplice was extremely dangerous, but yet they stood tall, fighting relentlessly. However, they were being overwhelmed as the constant flickers in the mirrors. They were being overpowered. Naruto jumped down and made his way. Sakura noticed him, her eyes all around. She immediately stepped in front of Kazuna. However, Naruto simply stepped by her, like she wasn't even there. His eyes focused on the mirror. Sakura had stiffened. It did not matter how hard she tried. She couldn't attack that man. Kazuna thought that he was going to die, but no. The individual just walked by, not even bothered to waste his time with them. Naruto stood there. As he reached for the sword on his hip, he unsheathed the blade. This wasn't any normal blade. This blade was created for him by someone special. When Naruto unsheathed the blade, he waited until the right moment and then slashed. Every single mirror at the top shattered. Haku leaped out just in time, rolling down to the ground between Sasuke and Mito. You could see the surprise on their face as they tried to understand what the hell was going on. Haku got up, only to feel the sensation behind him. It's over. He jumped forward, but the person was not there. There is no point. You cannot beat me. He spun his arm, lashing through the air, but Naruto grabbed it and flipped him. He drew for his senbons and thrust them out, but Naruto kicked his hand straight up. He then reached out, releasing Haku's grip, and grabbed his throat. Naruto then dropped him in the bridge, causing it to crack and creak under the weight and the force that he released. Haku spat blood under his mask. He tried to rise, but Naruto struck the mask with an insane amount of force. His head bounced on the bridge. The mask shattered into pieces as he was out cold by one blow. Naruto rose up as Sasuke and Mito said it at the same time. "It's you." They looked at each other as Naruto smiled. Imagine them younger, as he imagined a different life. His younger siblings playing in the yard. Him and Itachi standing there. A big happy family. But that dream, could it ever be a reality? As Naruto approached, they both looked confused. "Naruto," Mito said. "What are you doing here?" she questioned, remembering his name. "You know him?" Sasuke said. "Yeah, I met him in the forest." "So he is real," Sasuke whispered to himself. He was doubting himself there, but living proof stood in front of him. The look on his face threw them both off. He looked at them with such happiness, such joy as he stepped forward. He was taller than them. As he knelt, gazing towards the both of them, he placed a hand on each of their shoulders. "I'm sorry. I wasn't there for either of you. Through the pain and suffering that the both of you had to go through. But don't worry. I'm here now. And I promise, I won't allow anyone to hurt you anymore." I don't understand." "Who are you?" said Mito. As she tried to understand why was he saying this thing. Sasuke wanting to know the same. When the words left Naruto's lips, "I am your older brother." They looked at each other, both of you. They were speechless. "I'll explain everything once we're out of this situation," he said. "Don't you worry. Everything's gonna be fine now." Naruto stepped up and picked Haku up, throwing him over his shoulder as he made his way. He then vanished, leaving them there stunned and confused as Sakura slowly approached, with Tazuna not too far behind. What's going on?" she said. Meanwhile, as Kakashi and Zabuza traded blows, massive cleaver blade versus kunai, the kunai was breaking, when suddenly Naruto appeared in the middle, his sword blocking the cleaver blade, while he was holding Kakashi's wrist, keeping it in place. "Enough," Naruto said, pushing the both of them away, as Haku was at his feet. "Move and he dies," Naruto said. Zabuza hesitated for a moment, giving Naruto all the information that he needed to know. "Pretend like you don't care about him and he dies. Say something foolish and he dies. Do one thing I don't like and he dies." Zabuza could see within those eyes. It was no bluff. Itachi was right about one thing. He said it himself. Naruto was changed by the world, watching his foster parents die in front of his eyes. Naruto was not a good person. Not in the slightest. He might care for his siblings, but that was all his, empathy went. Naruto found it hard to care for others that meant nothing to him. He's done some horrible things in the past couple of years. Watching someone that you believe was your biological parents. But that doesn't even matter. They raised him. They took care of him when he was sick. They were always there. Watching them cut down in front of his eyes and forced to run away, it messed with his head. It affected him. It turned him into something terrifying. Being on his own, forced to suffer the abuse and pain of this world. It forged a monster. And as he stood there, Zabuza could feel that he was not dealing with a child here. He was dealing with something much more terrifying. "Seems we have company," said Naruto. As Gato arrived, however, he was not alone. Reiga was right beside him. "Zabuza, what the hell are you doing here?" he said. "He worked for me," said Gato. "This is not the time to cut ties with his strong workers. He needed to be surrounded by an army." "Hey there, Gato." Gato was confused. "Who are you?" "Oh, you don't know me. But I did know your family. Your brothers, your father. It's you." Gato instantly realized. "Zabuza, kill him." "You too," he said. He looked towards Reiga. "I don't work with someone like him," Reiga said, looking towards Zabuza. Zabuza did not seem pleased either. "Do it and I'll double your pay." They both hesitate. "Fine, I'll triple it." Zabuza tightened his grip on his blade. Naruto's fist struck the blade with a tremendous amount of force. Zabuza had brought it up just in time. The problem was his eyes. "Damn it," Zabuza said as he looked into his eyes. The Sharingan, delaying his movements for a moment, as Naruto's elbow crushed into his gut. Blood flew from his mouth as Naruto uppercut him. Naruto grabbed his leg and bashed him in the railing, his head slamming against it, knocking him out cold. He fell in the water, but that did not concern Naruto. But who it did concern was Haku when Zabuza crashed. The vibration awakened him. He jumped in without hesitation to save his master. Reiga stood there, surprised. Zabuza wasn't the best, but he wasn't a worm neither. Reiga drew for the twin Kiba blades, electricity coursing through them. Something was on his back. Kakashi, on the other hand, saw the Sharingan and he was startled, speechless. "You might want to step back," said Naruto. Kakashi leaped away as Reiga blades struck with Naruto. A tremendous amount of electricity exploded outwards. Yet, none of it affected Naruto. The electricity seemed to surge around him and directed into his blade. Naruto parried and knocked his blade up. Kinjutsu versus Kinjutsu. Their weapons vigorously slashing and hitting against one another. Reiga knew that style. "Impossible," he said. As they parted, "Tell me something. Who taught you that fighting style?" "Well, I suppose you would know of it. I did learn it from a previous creator." Reiga looked towards Naruto's blade. "I see. Old man Yamamoto." That man was one of Naruto's teachers along the way. Yamamoto was originally there. For the second generation, the tuning, the upgrading of the 7 Ninja Swordsman weapon. He had left the village due to the bloodshed and chaos. Naruto had met him along the way. Yamamoto was a man that specialized in weapons, but he never got the chance to truly create a weapon for a single individual. All of the weapons were passed down. He saved Naruto's life. Naruto would have been killed by a group of hunter ninjas. He got into some trouble, but Yamamoto, with only the cane that he walked with, disarmed every single one of them. He saw Naruto as something special. He took him in. He trained him. He was his first teacher. He taught him how to understand the blade, the connection that it forged to your very soul. Reiga knew the style, but he never learned it. Too complex, too mysterious. But now, as they clash, Lightning sparked everywhere. Reiga noticed that the blade was not taking any damage. Specially crafted, he summoned a rage of lightning and shot it towards Naruto. What followed was something that shocked everyone. Naruto split the lightning. He split it with a blade. He dashed, crushing his heel in Reiga's stomach. However, as Reiga fell, he ducked. Even more, he then turned and twist and jump. Despite his back turned to Naruto, that is when Naruto saw it. He pulled out 3 kunais. Naruto threw them in the air and used his blade to deflect them outwards. He then launched another one as Reiga kept his eyes on them, but Naruto blade war came in. Suddenly Reiga saw it. He cursed. The strange contraption on his back jingled as the kunai slashed through one of the grips that held it together. "What is it that you're hiding?" said Naruto. Reiga was hiding someone on his back. A crippled boy that had a very unique bloodline that was similar to the Byakugan, who was aiding him. The moment Reiga realized that Naruto found out, there was no more hesitation. His whole body cloaked with lightning until his hair started to spiral outwards. He dashed at Naruto. That is when Naruto swept his blade across the bridge. "Ninja art," he said. "Kurosuke, 10 divine slashes of death." Naruto blade started to move slow yet fast at the same time, as you could see the after images. His blade twirled, but what it did was reflect his Sharingan as Reiga saw it. Reiga found himself cutting through Naruto with his lightning attack. However, the next moment as he stood proud, 10 violent deep gashes ripped into him. Blood flew from his mouth as he dropped to his knees, the strap on his back falling. It fell deep into the water. "No," Reiga said as he reached for it. It was too heavy, it started to sink. However, Naruto plunged his blade through his skull. No hesitation, no remorse, as he kicked the body off the edge. Just like that, Gateau had already been on the boat as he was running for his life, along with his men, terrified of what they saw. Mito and Sasuke also witnessed the battle as well. Sakura and Tazuna, the people of the Land of Wave, arrived as Naruto went to the edge of the bridge. Gateau men were involved with the death of someone that Naruto was fond of. A civilian girl that he had saved for a mission. However, her antics caught his attention. He liked her. He made her father a promise that he would avenge her. Naruto went through hand sign. The buildup of chakra was insane as Kakashi was speechless. Fire style. Apocalyptic rain. Naruto launched massive bursts of heat into the sky. Twisted it. They came down as meteors. Apocalyptic meteors to end the world. Well, not in the sense that it would, but given the proximity and the scene. They crashed down into the boats, burning and swallowing. Gateau tried to jump off into the water, but one crashed directly down on him, scorching his small tiny form. His men swimming and trying to run, their body being scorched before the heat could be put out by the water. Dozen by dozen they fell. Naruto then turned, sheathing his blade as he had flashed off the blood. Kakashi drew and raised his kunai. Naruto looked at him. "I am not your enemy, copy ninja. You can stand down Naruto looked towards Mito and Sasuke. I promised I would tell you all the truth. Everything. Things that you don't know about yourself. I won't lie to you. I never will, he said. But Kakashi stepped forward. What do you want with them? I said. This doesn't concern you, said Naruto, his eyes narrowing dangerously. If he was really her brother, Mito could see that he angered easily. She stepped between. As she stepped by Kakashi, stop, she said. No more killing, no more fighting. Stop, he says he's our brother. She looked at Kakashi, who was confused. Our? Me and Sasuke. That's not possible, said Kakashi, the words slipping out before he could control them. How do you know that? Mito said. Kakashi was caught. He doesn't know anything, said Naruto. There's only a small amount of people that know the truth, and I'm one of them. Explain. What the hell is going on? Sasuke said. However, the people above, they started to rally. Gateau was gone as the news reached them. Not here, said Naruto. He blitzed away. He was gone. Even Kakashi was surprised. Was that teleportation? He wondered. As that could not be normal speed. Finally, washing up on an island was Haku, pulling Zabuza out of the water, who was still unconscious. His head had hit the railing pretty hard. Haku drew several deep breaths. But they were alive. They were alive. Time skip. The people wanted to praise Team 7. They rallied around them, they surrounded them. But Team 7 found themselves in a rather awkward situation. As they desired answers, they wanted to know everything. At the house, Naruto was already inside waiting on them. He remembered Itachi's words, but he doesn't care anymore. He remembered what Itachi had said, but he simply doesn't care anymore. He had a family. He could become a part of that family. He could get to know them. He could be with that family. Screw the rules. Screw what Itachi had said. Meanwhile, Itachi suddenly paused as he felt a sensation in his chest. His mind immediately running on Naruto, revealing the truth, and he didn't know why. There was more reasons why Itachi had never truly wanted Naruto to know everything, why he lied to him about how bad the situation would be. Naruto was damaged. The loss of his parents hurt him badly. For the longest time, he believed that he had no family. The world turned him into a monster, something terrifying. The problem was, when he learned of them, Naruto had not hesitated to try and kill him for what he had done to Sasuke, his mother. It took a lot to calm him down, but Itachi knew if Naruto ever saw the treatment, the glares, the whispers, the words, he might commit genocide within Konoha for the way they treat Mito, and he might end up trying to kill him as well if he truly got to meet Sasuke and feel his pain even more. Naruto was so detached that when he does become attached to someone, he doesn't stop until he's close, until he's twisted himself in their life, because he craved connection. He craved to be something more than he is. Even Gateau family, Naruto massacred the entire line because of what happened, showing how deep his connection run. And Naruto really had no sympathy or empathy for those who he saw as danger to his family. And that was the entirety of Konoha. Because while Mito treatment is seen as something normal for them not liking the tail beasts, Naruto would not see it that way. The Hokage, Danzo, which would lead to another problem. And Naruto would see the council and the Hokage as just as guilty for not protecting her. He would judge them all. And that was the bad part. That is what Itachi feared. And understanding Naruto's growth and his strength, the very notion of that was terrifying. Meanwhile, they finally got back as Naruto was there. Tsunami was shocked as she opened the door first. Kakashi moving in, followed by Mito and Sasuke and Sakura. As Naruto seated at the table waiting on them. Who is that? Tsunami said. Naruto was handsome. He had that Uchiha look. Dangerous, intimidating, mysterious. And it was hard to judge his age. He looked rather mature. So yes, at first sight, she found herself admiring his looks. We can talk here, said Naruto. Privacy, he said, looking towards the two of them. Kakashi stepped up. Just them, said Naruto. I'm not gonna leave them with you here. Fine, you can wait outside. Didn't you hear what I said, said Kakashi. And I'm sure you heard what I said. Wait outside, or I'll put you through the wall. Stop, Mito said. Sensei, he's not gonna hurt us. That is not up for you to say, said Kakashi. Kakashi did not trust Naruto in the slightest after witnessing what he had done. Yes, it was the enemy, but the raw brutality, the wickedness that Kakashi saw, he was worried. Just wait outside, Sasuke said, all of you. I want answers. And I want them now. He looked towards Kakashi, but Kakashi wasn't having it. The next moment though, the copy ninja fell. As Naruto was standing behind him and chopped him in the neck. Naruto grabbed him though. Before his head could hit the table, the edge. Mito was stunned as she finally turned to see Naruto. So did the others. They became afraid immediately. Don't worry, he's just unconscious. Naruto turned towards Tazuna. Would you mind taking him outside? Surely that wasn't just speed. Speed was in there, but Naruto wasn't just moving so fast alone. Moving fast enough for a highly trained Jonin like Kakashi to not see him. While Kakashi could fight Naruto, Naruto outplayed him immediately. His speed, whatever he was doing, was on a different level entirely. The others looked towards them, Sakura looking concerned, but Mito gave her a nod, Sasuke telling her to go. Kazuna, knowing that this wasn't a fight that he could go up against, Naruto had them sit down. I know everything so far has been seen alarming, but I will explain everything to you both now. You say that you're our brother, but how is that possible? If you're our brother, that means me and Sasuke are also family, said Mito. Yes, you are. I don't understand, Sasuke said. How? Her father, which is my father as well, was with your mother. Naruto was done hiding the past. He was done hiding it all. Seeing them, he couldn't help himself but tell them the truth. He couldn't help himself but to become a part of their family. He hated when people lied to him. He would never lie to his family. My mother? Sasuke said. Wait. You know who my father is? Naruto looked at Mito. Yes, he said. Who is he? She said. Something she's been dying to know. The fourth Hokage, Minato Namikaze. Her eyes widened in shock. So did Sasuke at the implications. But guys, be and subscribe right here. If you want to see next part, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification to stay posted. Remember, share to all of your friends on your social media platform. And don't forget to go ahead and check out the other what ifs on the other channels. I hope you guys enjoy each and every one of them. But I'm out for now. Peace, guys.